Hello, back with another daily Doxa vlog, which isn't really daily, maybe more Doxa than daily. I missed yesterday. I might not have done one in a couple of days now I think about it. But things have been pretty busy and kind of occupying my daily time. Like yesterday I didn't have time to film just because of the way the day went. Just talking to people, all positive things. But I will try to make this as daily as possible. But here I am in my apartment, not my office, not campus, not outside. Strange start to this blog, this vlog, which I think of as interstitial. Like when I'm between places, I kind of like talking about it. I'll talk about that a little bit more because I got to catch a train in about 10 minutes. But the train station is right down the street, so not a problem. But I wanted to show you this because this was very exciting that the New York City Department of Sanitation sent to me. This is great. This was somebody's job to make this. Isn't that amazing? It's a flyer about putting your trash out at different hours to avoid rat issues. In New York, the mayor, Eric Adams, has made a priority of reducing rat populations, but somebody got paid to design that image. Of all the possible cinder rats packing images, this is the best one. And I just love this. I think this is... I wish that the sanitation department would send me more things like this because that really was hilariously awesome. I just think it's great. It's so cool. I think I'm going to hang it up in my house maybe on the fridge or something, like child artwork, but it'll stay there for a very long time. But I wanted to show that. I don't really have much to say about it except I really enjoyed it. Maybe there's something rhetorical to say about that as a persuasive image. I don't think it's persuasive. I think it's more, this is the new policy, but it's effective but funny. I don't know. I haven't really thought it through. I just really like it, and I thought I would share it with you. So we'll go to the train station and continue the daily vlog from there. This is much better, much better. It is much better to be filming outside like I normally do for these things. What can I talk about that's on my mind today about rhetoric? Well, one of the things that a lot of students, a lot of people have been talking about is the Tik Tok congressional hearing, where the CEO of Tik Tok yesterday went in front of Congress and answered questions. And people are alarmed at how dumb our representatives are, how little they listen to the answers, and how loaded their questions were. I guess people don't realize this is a normal congressional hearing. They all know they're on camera. It's performance, and it's to create a clip that will circulate on CNN or Fox or MSNBC. Pick your media part of choice. And they're there to create clips of them being firm and strong and supporting a kind of ideology that their constituents elected them to support. This isn't true inquiry any more than cross-examination in a criminal case of a witness is true inquiry. The deposition tells the attorneys exactly what the person can and can't say. There won't be any surprise. The attorney might feign surprise to the jury in order to show them what their reaction should be. And most juries that are selected do not know the ins and outs of procedure. So they have this fake kind of exasperation, this fake surprise to be like, well then how could you say this? But it's all planned. It's a theatrical performance. A lot of that kind of trial work is theatrical. Same thing with since we continue to elect attorneys to serve in Congress, God knows why, I think we got to consider a ban on that. If you have a law degree, you should not be able to stand for public office. I think that would be a great way to change the way the law works and the limits of law and the limits of legislation overall. But they're there to perform for themselves. They have all the information they want or need about Tik Tok from the Government Accounting Office and from Congressional Researcher. These offices will do whatever elected officials say. They're actually good for us too. You can look at the reports. But any member of Congress can solicit a research report and look at it. And their staff is doing polling on it in their district. Is TikTok popular? Is this something that is going to play well? My opinion, I think, is that these representatives are playing into Chinese racist sentiment and stereotype that plays very well in their district with voters, and so they're just doing it to support themselves. So there shouldn't really be any surprise that this isn't an authentic forum. The surprise should be how few authentic forums for inquiry exist. maybe even at the university, there aren't very many authentic fora for inquiry. Students and professors or citizens asking questions together in an authentic way to expand what they know. Not to use it as a persuasive trick to get other people to come to what you already know to be true. To actually investigate what might really be going on. There's very few people here at the train station. I'm like by myself. It's a little weird. Okay, train's coming in 3 minutes, so what else can we talk about? I thought that was the biggest one, and also looking at the CEO, he's doing a good job of protecting his job and trying to protect his investment, his business as well with his answers. So it's all performance, and it's all meant to be for us. So they're not actually authentically asking anybody anything or discovering anything. They are trying to set up the witness to look dumb so they look good in the news cycle. So that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. The second one was something I need to do a little bit more work on, but I kind of am rekindling my interest in phronesis. Phronesis is a word that's used by Aristotle in the rhetoric of practical wisdom. And I've written about that in Gadamer as well. Hans Georg Gadamer, the famous hermeneutic theorist, German hermeneutic theorist, talks about phronesis as a practical wisdom. And the practical wisdom I want to talk, well, so let me back up before I start talking all over myself. What is practical wisdom? It seems like rhetoric is based on this or it teaches this. It's unclear to me. So maybe phronesis is a wisdom that is practiced. That is, you gain wisdom from doing a certain kind of practice. And for me, when I was young, I thought this was a natural connection to debating and to debate. Over the years, I've realized that's an error. Most people involved in debate are not interested in wisdom. They're interested in the same things that the congressional hearing for TikTok are about: performance and looking smart and performing this kind of public performance of intelligence, performing that, and having the trappings of this kind of what would you call it? A kind of an intellectual pro wrestling kind of performance, which looks cool and we all enjoy it, and there's a place for that. But it's not really the development of wisdom. So my new idea is thinking about writing as phronesis. And it's not really a new idea. I've done this for many years, is that if I'm interested in something, I'll just open up a Word document and start typing about it. And I think that's super helpful for me to develop where my thinking is going and what my thinking might be about something. So practical wisdom, maybe it's that practice and wisdom are the same thing. That one isn't wise without practice, and one cannot practice without the wisdom to open it up and go where the inquiry takes you. So maybe try that today. Open up a Word document, or maybe you like Google Docs or AMI Pro 3.0 or WordStar or whatever you like to use, and write a question as a title and bold it, and then just start writing. And you will increase your wisdom through practice, and your practice will improve the more you read to yourself. You're sort of explaining to yourself your quandary and allowing yourself to develop that question. A lot of times phronesis is the development of complex questions into more complex questions, which ironically makes you more knowledgeable. Well, the train's coming now. That's probably going to be it for today. I'll see you in the next Daily Doxa vlog. Okay, so I know I already signed off on the vlog, but thinking about phronesis made me think about this wonderful art installation here in Penn Station, which I love. I think it's so cool. Just the inverted city. Speaking of phronesis, well, let me tell you what the name of this thing is. The Hive. It is very cool, and it brings to mind a lot of things, but when thinking about phronesis, what this sculpture brings to mind for me is Michel de Certeau's great essay, Walking the City, where I think he talks about thinking about moving through a city as a form of phronesis. What do you have available to you? What do you use, and what do you gain, or what comes out of the way you move through the city? And this makes me think of de Certeau's incredibly important essay. So yeah, that's it. I just wanted to share that with you and thinking about phronesis. More to come. Thanks for watching. And I'll do another one of these tomorrow, I hope.